Good Thursday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? I am Kendrick, the sports guy with TFG Sports Media and Kendrick Sports Hustle. And boy, oh boy, we got some news for you today. Ooh, wee. It was a little sticky and thick over there in Paris, France for the Team USA. And boy, let me tell you, there we have it. Team, what's up, Bucks, Rays, and Bolts for popping in? Team USA, amazing. A lot of people probably going to be saying that right now, but woo! What can you say about that team, man? It was looking real dicey there. It was looking real dicey there. We're going to talk about that here in just a second. Make sure you come in, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Make sure you share this to all your social media platforms. Also, let me know where you're watching from and comment. Make sure you're just not watching in the bushes. Make sure you comment. Let me know where you're watching from. And again, make sure you subscribe to the channel TFG Sports Media here on YouTube. Make sure you follow it on Facebook as well. And you can subscribe to my other channel, Kendrick Sports Hustle. That's SportzHustle right here on YouTube as well as Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram at Kendrick1969, as well as you can follow me on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51. My good friend USA both says, don't underestimate USA. You know what, Bucks, Rays, and Bolts, I kind of agree with you, but Serbia let them off the hook. Let's go and just be real about it. Serbia left them off the hook. They really had them down. They really had the USA really had to dig deep. They really had to dig deep and get this win. And the guy that showed up that I had been saying that needed to show up, that they needed, and eventually they did. They needed Steph Curry. They needed all of his three-point glory today, and he gave it to him. He had 17 points in the first quarter alone. He ended up with 36 for the game, 12 for 19 from the field, 9 for 14 for three-point land. They definitely needed everything Steph Curry was putting in the hole because Serbia was shooting lights out in that first half. They cooled off. And especially in that fourth quarter because USA, they stepped up their defense. But, man, let me tell you, they needed everything from Steph Curry that they got. Kudos to him. His shooting finally got on track. I had been saying that we hadn't seen his shooting at all during these Olympics, and they finally got it on track. Yeah, Bucks. Again, I'm happy that USA won. Don't get it twisted. I'm glad that the Team USA got the win, but doggone it, Serbia let them off the hook. They really did. Their three-point shooting cooled off, which I figured it would, because the first half, Bogdanovich, what can you say about that? That young man, he was giving it to him, and he ended up leading Serbia with 20 points. He was 8 for 18 from the field, but they were running their offensive sets to a T. They were running everything like they should have. Team USA was a half step too slow a lot of times on their switches. Instead of going over the top of the screen, they would go under, and then that would just give those Serbian shooters, they would step back and they were hitting those threes. And so eventually Team USA got it together in that second half, but when they would make a run, Serbia would kind of hit a three, or they would hit a couple two-pointers, and they'll get that lead back out again. But then that fourth quarter, Team USA finally exerted his will. Kevin Durant had a couple of big shots. What can you say about Joel Embiid? He came through. He showed up. 19 points, 8 for 11 from the field. He actually showed up. Bucks, Rays, Bosses, are you worried about France? I'll be honest with you, I am. I think their size. I think with Rudy Gobert and Victor Wembanyama and the other guys, I think their size is probably going to give the USA some issues, because the USA has some problems in this game with defensive rebounding. Serbia got a lot of second chance opportunities where, and it was hustle rebounds. Some of the hustle rebounds Team USA just didn't get. And I don't think they're going to be able to do that against France on Saturday. But they dug deep again. They dug deep. Joel Embiid, I think he had a heck of a game again with the 19 points. Kevin Durant gave them some big buckets, big shots when they needed it. And what can you say about LeBron James? He gave him a triple double, 16 points, 11 rebounds, 10 assists. He had some big hoops too, especially taking it to the hole. But again, Serbia had this team on the ropes. They really did. They led by as many as 17 points at one point. And I'm looking at this game and I'm just scratching my head. I'm like, they just ain't got it. Outside of Stephen Curry, as far as in the first half, nobody else really had it. Him and Joel Embiid was the offense. They didn't really get anything from their bench. Booker gave them a couple of buckets. Adebayo didn't really give him nothing. Anthony Davis really didn't give him anything. This really was all about Joel Embiid and Stephen Curry and LeBron James, and splash with a little bit of Kevin Durant when they needed him. But they're gonna have to. They're not gonna be able to do that against France. They're gonna have to come ready. They're gonna have to lace them up and be ready to go with those guys. Embiid on Rudy, put LeBron on. I agree. Bucks raise bolts. Put Embiid on Rudy Gobert because he's really not a threat offensively. Then that way Embiid doesn't have to use a lot of energy on the defensive end. And put LeBron on Wembanyama. I totally agree with that. That's the matchup they need to go with. You know, it's interesting that I was watching in the second half. They had LeBron guarding Jokic a little bit more in that second half. And he did a pretty good job. Jokic still had 15 points and 11 assists. But I noticed that they put LeBron on him a little bit more in that second half. But they survived. They survived this game. I mean, so Serbia was hitting everything, but they were hitting everything but the kitchen sink in the first half. And I was saying in my mind, I was like, I don't know if they 3-point shooting is going to continue like this. But it didn't. It cooled. They didn't hit a 3-pointer in the fourth quarter. They were 15 for 39 over the course of the game. Team USA was 16 for 32. Again, Serbia, the key stat, they did not hit one 3-pointer in that fourth quarter. So the USA showed that they could come back from some adversity. Prior to this game versus Serbia, they pretty much Cadillac. The Group C pool, even they beat Serbia in their group pool, and they beat them handedly. But I knew the second time around it wasn't going to be as easy. But they pretty much breezed through everybody, and then everybody expected them to come in and breeze through Serbia, which I didn't think they would. I figured it would be a dogfight, but I didn't think it would be a fight like this. So again, Team USA looking to get the gold medal. I was thinking like, man, what if they crash out in this game and they ended up playing for the bronze, which Germany is going to play Serbia for the bronze. I was like, wow, we would have been talking about the 2004 Athens Olympics when the USA ended up winning the bronze and playing for the bronze. I was like, man, what a downer that would have been. But give it to this team, LeBron. People been critical of Steve Kerr and his substitution patterns and some of his adjustments. I think at the end of the day, it's on the players to make the plays, and the players didn't make the plays. I think there was guys that probably, I didn't think Jason I can't remember his name from the Celtics. I wasn't expected to see him play this game. I didn't think he would be good in this game. Nor would I wasn't expecting to see Tyrese Halliburton as well. And both of them did not play. Jason Tatum. I don't know why I had a brain fart, but Jason Tatum, he didn't play, nor did Tyrese Halliburton. So I didn't have a problem with them not playing in this game. I thought that Derek White really didn't show his dog. But again, I think that you couldn't play Derek White because the way that Serbia was shooting the basketball, I think you really needed to keep Stephen Curry on the floor just as much as you could. Give him some breathers just because he was shooting the ball well, and they needed that 3-point threat from him to go up against Serbia because of how well they were shooting the 3-ball. So I don't know what to say about this team. They survived, and I said they would. I said they were going to win the gold. I said it probably wasn't going to be an easy walk for them. and it definitely wasn't this game. Now they got to set their sights on France, Rudy Gobert, Victor Wembanyama, the rest of that France team, and they're gonna have the home crowd rocking. Believe me, that France crowd, Paris, man, it's gonna be crazy. So it's definitely gonna be France team is definitely gonna have the home court advantage on Saturday. You best believe that. And this is going to be some matchups. Who do France have that can match up with all the depth that the USA has? I don't think they have anybody. Victor Wembanyama is the one guy that Team USA definitely is going to have to be worried about because of his versatility, especially on the offensive end. So I agree with Bucks, Rays, and Bolts. I think you got to put LeBron on him. Maybe not the whole game, mix it up a little bit. Maybe put some Anthony Davis on him because of his length, Anthony Davis' length and his movement. Have him on Victor Wembanyama a little bit as well. So that's the matchup. That's the gold medal game. USA versus France. The bronze medal game. You got Germany versus Serbia for that. Again, so it's going to probably be a whole lot of content created, especially on YouTube, the national media. They're going to be dissecting this game from beginning to end. They're going to be nitpicking some things. I will say the USA, they didn't play well defensively. I didn't think they defended the pick and roll as good as they should. They were not the hustle rebounds, the hustle balls. I thought that they were lacking. They were giving Serbia some open looks a whole lot of times. So I think defensively, this team isn't as good defensively, and they got to tighten that up come Saturday, or they will be taking the silver home. France, it ain't nothing to sneeze at. They're gonna come ready. They're gonna come ready, and they're gonna have a lot of hype, and they're gonna want to knock this team off. This is the last hurrah, most likely. Well, I ain't gonna say most likely. This is the last hurrah for LeBron James and Stephen Curry, and probably Kevin Durant. This is it. I know those guys probably want to end their Olympic journey, their Olympic career, with that gold medal. We already know Kevin Durant. He passed Lisa Leslie for the most the all-time leading scorer in America's Olympic basketball history, men or women. So he has that under his belt. But I also know that he definitely wants to take that gold medal home too. So again, that's the matchup on Saturday. Team USA versus Team France for the gold medal. I think the tip-off is 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Eastern. I believe that is the tip-off time for the gold medal game on Saturday. And the bronze medal game between Germany and France, they will play that before the gold game. Also, Team USA women, they will play tomorrow night. Tomorrow, I don't know exactly what time. I can't remember who they facing. I think it's Australia. If they win that, then they will play their gold medal game on Sunday. So I'm gonna definitely check out Team USA women. I believe they face Australia, I think, and that is tomorrow. That is their semifinal game, and then their gold medal game will be on Sunday. Now, before I get out of here, we had an upset in the men's 200-meter finals. The USA, Noah Miles, was looking to be the first American sprinter since Carl Lewis in 1984 to double in the 100-meter and the 200-meter at the Olympics, and boy, it did not happen. Noah Lyles was upset in the 200 meters, and he got the bronze by Letsili Tobogo from Botswana, 19.46. He wins the gold. Letsili Tobago from Botswana, he gets the gold. USA's Kenny Bednarik, he gets the silver at 19.62. Again, Noah Lyles gets the bronze at 19.70. And I watched this race from the beginning to the end, and Noah Lyles looked like coming out of that curve, he looked like he was struggling. He that top end speed that he normally gets, it wasn't there. Again, salute to Letsili Tobogo from Botswana, who wins the gold, 1946. I believe that's their first gold medal for Botswana ever. And just a side note, when he crossed the finish line, Noah Lyles would fall to his knees and then to his back on the track. He would lay there, then he would get up for a minute, Medical personnel would come out and rush to him. He would sit there for a minute. Then he would get up, stand up. He would walk. They would lead him over to where he could sit on the bench. Come to find out, he had tested positive for COVID on Tuesday night. That is Noah Lyles. And he already has asthma. I did not know that. He has asthma too. So he ran this race with a positive COVID test. So I knew there was something wasn't right. It didn't look like himself. I'm sure he's not going to use that as an excuse. But yes, Noah Lyles had tested positive for COVID Tuesday night. He wasn't going to withdraw from this 200-meter final, and he came up short running a 19.70, but he does win the bronze. And so he has a gold in the 100-meter, a bronze in the 200-meter. Will he run on the 4x100-meter? Don't know yet. From what I've read, that he is going to be available, but he said he is 50-50 if he's going to run on the relay team. But they got plenty of others that could sprinters that would be able to hold it down for the USA men's 4x100 team. As far as the Jamaica's men's 4x100 team, they failed to qualify for the finals. So that's one team that the Americans won't even have to face. They will not face the Jamaica's 4x100 men team because they failed to make it to the finals. Also, the 16-year-old Quincy Wilson, if you hadn't heard about his story, he's a 400-meter young man. He missed qualifying for the 400 meters at the U.S. Olympic trials, but he became an alternate for the Paris Olympics. And according to reports, he will be running on the 4x400-meter men's relay team, which will be a part of history. That would make him the youngest American male athlete to ever participate in track and field at 16. So that's a salute to Quincy Wilson, 16-year-old, the young fellow. Again, he didn't qualify at the U.S. Olympic trials in the 400 meters. He missed out by, I think he came in fourth, but he was named the alternate, and now he will run on the men's 4x400-meter U.S. men's team, which now he is now the youngest male U.S. athlete to ever participate in the Olympics. Bucks Raised Boat says believe, rigged, or conspiracy. Are you talking about the 200-meter race? Bucks Raised Boats, you believe that was rigged or conspiracy? Is that what you're thinking? I don't know. I mean, all I'm just saying is that Noah Lyles tested positive for COVID on Tuesday night, so he ran that race. He definitely wasn't 100%. But I'm assuming that's what you're talking about, the 200-meter race. That is rigged, conspiracy. So again, the relays, I believe, will take place on tomorrow night, I believe, or tonight. I'm not quite sure on that. But again, so that's what we got to look forward to. Again, the Olympics is winding down. I believe Sunday will be the last couple of events, I believe. It's slowly winding down. So again, if you missed it, just to give you a quick recap, the U.S. men's team survived. They survived Serbia 95-91, and they will be playing for gold versus France on Saturday, and we'll see what happens with that. I want to thank my good friend, my good man, Bucks Raised and Bolts. I believe that's who it is, for popping in and commenting. I appreciate that. I've seen you here before. I appreciate you popping in. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Again, if anybody watched this later, if you rewind this and watch this later, make sure you and subscribe to the channel. That is TFG Sports Media, as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle. Make sure you share this to all your social media platforms. You also can follow me on Facebook at Kendrick Roline Henderson. That's my personal Facebook. Like and follow TFG Sports Media on Facebook, as well as Kendrick Sports Hustle. You can follow me on TikTok at Kendrick Henderson 51, as well as on Instagram at Kendrick1969. So again, that's a wrap for here. We're going to keep you, just make sure you keep it locked here for all your sports news, entertainment, breaking news, live streams, all that good stuff. What up, Charles? Sorry I'm late. Kenny USA tried to give it away. Yeah, they definitely did. Actually, Serbia gave it away because they had that team. They had that team on the canvas. They did. USA though, they finally tightened up in that second half. Fourth quarter, Serbia couldn't hit any 3-pointers. USA men made their run. Kevin Durant hit some big buckets. Joel Embiid hit some big buckets. They got a couple of defensive stops. And here we are now again. Team USA men get the big victory, 95-91. Team USA women, again, they play tomorrow night, semifinals. I believe they play Australia. They looking for their 60th consecutive win. Yeah, they looking for their 60th consecutive win, and I think they're gonna get it. They looking to play in the finals, the gold medal game on Sunday. And Charles says Curry, Embiid, James, and Durant. Those were the guys that showed up, especially Curry, Charles. And I had been saying that for the last couple of days. Curry needed to find his shot eventually. He found it tonight, and they needed all of those 36 points of his. He was actually 1 point shy of tying the Carmelo Anthony's record of most points scored in an Olympic game at 37. But, hey, he took the 36. Needed it. 95 needed every one of those 36 points from him because the rest of the team didn't do much. Anthony Edwards didn't do much. Devin Booker didn't do much. Derek White didn't do much. So, yeah, they needed every bit of Stephen Curry. And LeBron James had a triple-double. They needed every bit of Joel Embiid, what he did, 19 points. They needed that. They needed all those guys. Kevin Durant, again, had those big buckets at big time. So, again, Team USA survived Serbia. Look to go for the goal against Victor Wembanyama and Rudy Gobert and France on Saturday. So, again, I am Kendrick, the sports guy. Make sure you keep it locked here for all your sports news and entertainment, live streams, and breaking news. So, you guys enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and we will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.